What's up, you all? Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanchard aka Blanchy Kruger. What's up, Prudence? What's up, Sister Crystal? So, we have a fun-filled show tonight, but I really want to talk about the spirit of offense and being offended. This is the devil's greatest weapon against us, is for us to be offended. For us to be offended by what we hear, by what we see, by what something that somebody did, or what somebody said, or what happened. It is the spirit of offense. The spirit of offense comes from pride. The reason why you feel offended about something is because you are filled with pride, because your pride is telling you that this shouldn't be happening to you. It should be happening the way that you want it to happen. And this is the devil's greatest trick. It is the spirit of offense. It is you getting offended by what you believe somebody's intent is. At the end of the day, there's a common phrase, and it's said that it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Can someone please tell me, how do you tell the truth and not be offensive? How do you tell the truth and not be offensive? Now, people will tell you that Jesus didn't talk offensively when he spoke. They'll tell you that when Jesus spoke, he spoke loving and he spoke with kindness. I'll tell you all these things. So my question is, well, if Jesus spoke with love and kindness, then why did they want to kill him? If Jesus spoke with love and compassion and understanding and kindness, then why did they want to kill him? You see, what you got to understand is it's not about how you say something. It's about what you're saying. We just witnessed President Trump get on TV and tell the truth, and people go crazy. Matter of fact, we've witnessed President Trump get on the TV and tell the truth, and people will accept the lie over the truth. And then when you go to them and say, well, he actually said this, they get upset. You see, the issue is that you're offended. And you're offended because you feel with pride. Because deep down inside, you feel like you know. Today's title is, I don't know, and it's okay. We're in a place now in society where people don't want to not know. I'm like, most people are deaf, dumb, and blind. Most of y'all don't know nothing. Everybody's getting offended because they think they know something. You don't know nothing. You don't know anything. Cruise Missile said, being offended by the truth is a character flaw. It is. Think about this. How does the truth offend you? In any other scenario, the truth makes you jump with joy. If I come to you and say, you know what? You just won the lottery. These are your winning numbers. You just won. They can accept that truth. I got your diagnosis back, and you know what? You don't have cancer. They can accept that truth. But isn't it funny how when it comes to truth about their character, they can't accept that? Now it's about how you say it. Now you got to change how you say it. Any other truth that's good news, they can accept it. But as soon as I start examining your character, all of a sudden now, it's not how you say it. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. Well, if that was the case, then why did they want to kill Jesus? If that was the case, why was they killing the prophets? Why were they killing the, like, my question is, if what you all are saying is true, that it's how you say it, then we've witnessed, keep it in simple, we've witnessed Donald Trump say stuff normally and folks lose their mind. So clearly, it's not about how you say it, because the how you say it doesn't really matter. It's what you're saying. And most people want to be lied to. Most people want to be tricked. Most people, they want to be deceived. So again, you don't know, and it's okay. I don't know, and it's okay. Our position needs to be that of a kindergartner. When it comes to the things of God, we are on the very first base level. We're on the base level. We don't know. Ashley said, it's also about who's saying it. We got to tell the truth. It's not about how someone says it. It's about what they're saying. And it's about who's saying it. What people want you to do is lie to them. You know why they want you to lie to them? So they can keep doing what they're doing. People want you to lower your standard when you deal with them. In other words, they want you to conform to their way of living. I'm telling you now, it's not going to work. It's never worked. It's never going to work. People are going to tell you that it's how you're saying something, and they're lying to you. It's what you're saying. How can I drop a truth bomb on you? Something that you didn't know. How can I drop the truth on you and you can't get past how I said it? That's like somebody shooting a missile at a city and the people are looking at the plane like, I hate the way they shot that missile. Imagine fighter jets, and one fighter jet shoots a missile at a target, blows it up, and people are like, man, I hate the way they shot that missile. Why they shoot it like that? Why they just drop a bomb? You see how crazy that sounds? What people want you to do is lower your standard. That's what they want you to do. So on Judgment Day, they're going to say, everybody else did it. Like, no, they didn't. Lord, I couldn't find anybody. Nobody preached your word. Nobody told me the truth. It's not going to be true. Cruise Missile said, Scarface said, you've seen the movie Scarface when he was drunk. And he says, say hello to the bad guy. It's the last time you're going to see a bad guy like this, I guarantee. But he says, but me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. Scarface said, all I got is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for nobody. I know I'm not fasting. I think I look slimmer because of the way I think it's just a visual effect from the clothes. I don't know. I don't know. It's just the way I'm sitting, I guess. I don't know. It's an optical illusion. But my point is, it's not about how you say it. If that was the case, then they would not have wanted to kill Jesus. It's just that simple. When Jesus was in the synagogue, he was talking to them. When he got done talking, they said, let's kill him. He was just nice. He wasn't being rude. I didn't see any exclamation points in the scripture. He was just talking normal. And they said, let's kill him. Because it's not about how you say it. It's what you say. And somebody said it earlier, that if you're focused on how somebody is saying something, then that is a character flaw because you're being offended. And if you're offended, then that means you're being used by Satan. If you are being offended, that means that you are being used by Satan. There's no way you should be getting offended because you should not be above reproach. You should not be above reproach. There's no way you should be getting offended. You're only getting offended because of your pride. Your pride is telling you they can't talk to me like that. They're not qualified to tell me that. They shouldn't be able to speak to me like that.
For the camera? All right, guys. All right, guys. So that's what I'm taking on a date.
Because you're not taking me on a date. Put some lip gloss on your lips.
And why is that?
Because you're not my type, babe.
What's your type?
Not you.
Explain to the viewers. What's your type?
You know, well, my type is very Christian. It's very godly. It's very in and out church.
Christian, godly?
Yes, absolutely.
So you want a Christian man?
Absolutely.
You think you look Christian right now?
It doesn't matter about what I look like. It's about what I want. And my man's going to lead.
Well, the guy's going to look what he sees.
Yeah.
You think a guy sees
so it's
holy?
about his approach. He's going to lead me, and I'm going to follow. And we're going to make our way to Christ. Okay? He's also not going to be judgmental. He's also not going to be ready to point out what's not there, right? I'm looking you in your eyes because you looked at me and you're ready to judge. So I'm telling you the same thing. Okay?
So you're a man of God. You're a holy.
I'm just telling you what I want. You asked me what I want. That's the question of today.
And I want to hear from you. Are you holy?
That's the question. I'm on my way to being holy. It's a work in progress. Nobody's 100% holy. We're all working to be there.
So back then, you used to be a player.
I didn't say that.
You say you're working your way.
Don't twist it. Don't make it ugly. Okay?
I'm not.
Because at the end of the day, you got somebody to face, not me. But if you want to follow me, you can. C_Marie 95. You can do that. I love it. I love my God. I'm all about that.
You judge by saying I'm not your type.
No. I don't judge. But I said you're giving judgmental.
You gave judgment to me.
Yeah.
You say I'm not your type.
You came in that with that. Yeah.
So I was trying to help this short king get a number from this ginger, and out of nowhere, she just comes over and just smacks the camera out of our freaking hand, the girl that we just interviewed. For some reason, I don't know what, I guess she got triggered from the interview, and she just came and smacked it. And supposedly she's Christian.
No. I know how it is, bro, because I do content too, bro.
All right, guys, that's the girl who punched the camera out. Got it, Marco? That's the girl who punched our camera out. I feel like if we charge her.
Hey, I'm gonna go, bro.
You sure?
Yeah, bro, pause it, bro. Hey, much love, bro. Hey, keep the content, bro. I love what you're doing, bro. I've watched this since day one, bro. Hey, I love what you're doing, bro. Keep it up, bro. Hey.
Short Kings.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This guy's name is Israel. Well, it's King Israel. But so this right here, this woman's mindset is the mindset of 99% of women. This is how women think. The women going to tell me, Blanche, not all, not. This is 99% of women. The 99% of women believe that their behavior is going to change based on the man. This is what so women think, I'm going to act right when the man shows up. I'm going to change my behavior when the man shows up. But when the man shows up and your behavior is the same, then why would he pick you? It's a very flawed logic because women don't have to deal with character. Honor, principle, character, these are manly traits. You don't hear women say, my word is my bond. That's what men say. Men slice their hands and do the blood brothers shake. That's what men do. So a woman has to be taught morals, standards, character, principle, keeping your word. These have to be taught to a woman. That's not in a woman's nature. It's not in a woman's nature to be self-accountable. It's just not. They have to be taught this. Which is why back in the day, they had to keep women from the world. You went from your father to your husband for a reason, because once women go out into this world, it's a wrap. Once these women engage in bad behavior and get the thrill from it and get the desire for it, it's almost impossible to break that habit. Because all of it boils down to bad behavior for women. A woman's biggest problem is bad behavior. Because society enables bad behavior. A lot of times her family will, her friends definitely will, the media does. There's so many things supporting her bad behavior. So when if a man comes along, everything he says is going to be offensive to her because she's used to bad behavior. She's used to her bad behavior being a benefit in her life. Let's listen again.
Give a little spin for the camera. All right, guys. All right, guys. So that's what I'm taking on a date.
Because you're not taking me on a date. Put some lip gloss on your
And
lips.
why is that?
Because you're not my type, babe.
What's your type?
Not you.
Explain to the viewers. What's your type?
You know, well, my type is very Christian. It's very godly. It's very in and out church.
Christian, godly.
Yes, absolutely.
So you want a Christian man?
Absolutely.
You think you look Christian right now?
It doesn't matter about what I look like. It's about what I want, and my man's gonna lead.
Well, the guy.
This is the number one flaw of a woman, is self-accountability. This woman just said, now she's out here at a St. Patrick's parade on a platform that gets millions of views, and she's drunk. She has on Daisy Dukes. She's showing her body off, and she's intoxicated, and she's telling the world that I want a Christian man, and he's going to lead me. Never once thinking about any guy that she needs in her life is not going to want her. And what you got to understand is that the men that you all want, you're gonna get them. But the men that you all need, that's a different story. Most women don't qualify for a man they need. They just don't. Now, you qualify for the man you want, because most of the time when you guys want a guy, it's superficial. You're not examining his character, his morals, his standards. You're not examining. You're looking at his, how does he look? How much money does he have? What kind of car does he drive? You're looking at those things. You're looking at his character. So this young lady is telling everybody that she wants a Christian man, but she's intoxicated. Now, I believe she wants a Christian man in theory, but she doesn't want one in practice, because a truly God-fearing man is not going to want her because she engages in bad behavior. I didn't say you couldn't go to the St. Patrick's parade. I just said you can't get on camera and say you want a Christian man and you're drunk and you got on Daisy Dukes. You see the difference? You see, nobody's saying that y'all can't have a good time. Good time. I'm saying if you really want a Christian man, a man that's truly led by God, then you wouldn't dare be caught on camera drunk, scantily clad.
Guys want to look what he sees.
Yeah.
You think a guy sees
So it's
holy?
about his approach. He's gonna lead me, and I'm gonna follow.
She said it's all in his approach. He's going to lead me, and I'm going to follow. The Bible says that he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So my question is, can a woman even be good if she's not a wife? The Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So can a woman even be good if she's not a wife? This woman said it's all in his approach. So I would ask any woman, how would you want a man to approach you that is a God-fearing man and he saw you on social media going viral for being drunk, talking crazy, and knocking folks' cameras out of their hand? How should he approach you? What do you want him to do? He saw you on social media. You were drunk. You knocked this man's camera out of his hand. This man wasn't rude to you. You said you wanted a God-fearing man. You was willing to let him lead. You was going to follow. So how should that man approach you? And you're intoxicated. What should he say to you? You see, what she wants that man to do is to overlook her bad behavior. Because from her purview, her bad behavior isn't that bad. But your bad behavior has you known to the world as the girl that was violent at the St. Patrick's Day parade and was drunk. Because bad behavior makes you believe there's no consequence. And so all this bad behavior that she's been displaying up until this point, look where it got her. Her moment of fame was her being intoxicated, talking crazy at a St. Patty's Day parade, and then knocking this man's camera out of his hand. Now, how do you want the God-fearing man to approach you? What do you want him to say? I'll tell you what you want him to say. You want him to say it was okay. You want him to say that everybody messes up. Nobody's perfect. You want him to say a whole bunch of worldly terms to make you feel good so you can continue your bad behavior.
We're going to make our way to Christ. Okay? He's also not going to be judgmental. He's also not going to be ready to point out what's not there, right? I'm looking you in your eyes because you looked at me, you're ready to judge. So I'm telling you the same thing. Okay?
Now, as a man, think about when a woman says he's not going to be judgmental, he's not going to judge. If a person doesn't judge you, that means they don't have a standard. If a person does not judge you, that means they don't have a standard. Do you understand that? If a person just takes you at face value as you are, they don't have a standard.
And I'm going to follow. And we're going to
Look what he sees.
yeah.
You think a guy sees
So it's
holy?
about his approach. He's going to lead me, and I'm going to follow. And we're going to make our way to Christ. Okay? He's also not going to be judgmental. He's also not going to be ready to point out what's not there, right? I'm looking you in your eyes because you looked at me, you're ready to judge. So I'm telling you the same thing. Okay?
So you're a man of God. You're a holy.
I'm just telling you what I want. You asked me what I want. That's the question of today.
And I want to hear from you. Are
That's
you
the
holy?
question. I'm on my way to being holy. It's a work in progress. Nobody's 100% holy. We're all working to be there.
So you notice what she said. She said that I am working to be holy. I'm working to be holy. Nobody's holy. We're all working. Now listen, this is the worldly doctrine they want you to buy into. Nobody's perfect. We're all trying to get there. Everyone has their own walk. It's more about the spirit. They have all kind of terms to give you. And at the end of the day, she knocked this man's camera out of his hand for nothing. She gave you all this speech about not judging and she's on the right path and I want the Christian man. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are a person and you don't meet the standard of what you want, To want it is ungodly. To want what you don't deserve is satanic. To be a woman of poor character, but say, I want a godly man, is satanic. To be a man of poor character and to say, I want a woman of a godly standard, is satanic. What gives you the audacity to want something that you know you don't meet the standard for? I'll tell you, because you plan on sabotaging the person that you get. You don't plan on holding up your end of the bargain. You plan on sabotaging them. So she says, I'm on my way to being holy. Oh, really? At whose pace? At whose pace are you going to be holy, ma'am? Your pace? The man's pace? Is it God's pace? At whose pace are you going to be holy? Who determines your pace? Another roadblock for women is, I want to be able to learn at my own pace. If a woman learned at her own pace, she would never learn. If a woman learned at her own pace, she would never learn. So a woman has to be taught to think from a perspective of character. She has to be taught to understand that if I don't meet the standard of something, then I shouldn't want it. I should only want what I've earned. I should only want what I deserve. Now listen, God gives us grace and mercy. God gives what we don't deserve. But when it comes to us, we should be desiring what we deserve. So if you, in your heart of hearts, believe that you should be with a God-fearing woman, you should be a God-fearing man. And if you, in your heart of hearts, believe that you should be with a God-fearing man, you should be a God-fearing woman. But to want the God-fearing man or woman and you're not, it's unacceptable. It's satanic. It's the devil. Because you're only going to sabotage them.
So
We
back
all
then,
wanna
you used
be
to be a
there.
player.
I didn't say that.
You say you're working your way.
Don't twist it. Don't make it ugly. Okay.
I'm not.
Because at the end of the day, you got somebody to face, not me. But if you want to follow me, you can. C_Marie95. You can do that. I love it. I love my God. I'm all
Well, you
about
judge
that.
by saying I'm not your type.
No.
Listen to her. Listen to her.
Don't twist it. Don't make it ugly. Okay.
I'm not.
Because at the end of the day, you got somebody to face, not me. But if you want to follow me, you can.
She told him, at the end of the day, you got somebody to face, not me. So what she's telling him is that you are going to be judged by God. But she doesn't understand she's being judged by God too. See, the world tells you that if you don't judge, then you won't be judged. I don't know where y'all got that from. I don't know where y'all got, if I don't judge, I won't be. No, God's going to judge you regardless. Whether you sit in the room and be quiet all day or whether you go out there and judge it, you're being judged regardless. You are being judged regardless. So this notion that if you don't judge, you won't be judged is insanity. You're going to be judged regardless. But she's telling him that he's going to be judged, but not her.
Marie95. You can do that. I love it. I love my God. I'm all
Well, you
about
judge
that.
by saying I'm not your type.
She said, I love it. I love my God. And again, I can tell you signs of bad behavior. Smart mouth, tattoos, dressing, provocative, long nails, long hair, weave, long lashes, makeup. These are all signs of bad behavior. And I know it just sounds bad to say because you're like, Blanche, no, it's bad behavior. Because there's something that goes with that. When a girl is doing this, it's something to go with that. When a girl has them long eyelashes, it's something that it's not, they're not just doing it. It's a spirit behind what they're doing. This is a spirit. Those lashes are a spirit. Those nails are a spirit. It's a spirit behind that. It's a spirit behind those tattoos. You're not just doing it.
No. I don't judge. But I said you're giving judgmental.
You gave judgment to me.
Yeah.
You say I'm not your type.
You came in that with that. Yeah.
So I was trying to help this short king get a number from this ginger, and out of nowhere, she just comes over and just smacks the camera out of our freaking hand. The girl that we just interviewed. For some reason, I don't know what, I guess she got triggered from the interview, and she just came and smacked it. And supposedly she's Christian.
No. Hey, I know how it is, bro, because I do content too, bro.
All right, guys, that's the girl who punched the camera out. Got it, Marco?
Camera out of our freaking from the interview, and she just came and smacked it. And supposedly she's Christian.
No. Hey, I know how it is, bro, because I do content too, bro.
All right, guys.
Now, she's an attractive young lady. She is, but at what cost? She's an attractive young lady, but at what cost? What is it going to cost you as a man? It's going to cost you your peace. It's going to cost you the one thing that is priceless and vital to your existence is your peace. He's going to cost you your peace. Any woman telling you that she's going to she's going to follow a man when he decides to lead her is not telling you the truth. Because a woman should be in pocket with God first. She should be submitting to God first. Then the man sees, okay, I got one. They're telling you, I don't have to submit unto the man. No, that's not how that works. It never works. Women want to always tell you, if the man does it, I'll do what's right. It's not true. Because if it was true, she would do it before the man showed up. Because her doing it is more about her than it is the man. You being a godly woman is more about you than it is the man. The man is icing on the cake. You should already be submitted to God. Now, she told you all the cliche sayings. Let me go at my own pace. Don't judge me. It's how you said it. All the things that nobody's perfect. We all trying to get all the cliche things they say. And at the end of it, she knocked this man's expensive camera on the ground with no remorse. It's not about how you're saying it, people. It's what you're saying. You're telling the truth. The lies entertain, but the truth convicts. So Christ could have said it with a smile. He could have said it with a soft tone. He could have said it boisterous. He could have said it mean. Didn't matter. He was telling the truth. And they wanted to kill him for all the above. You telling the truth. Yes, and a woman should not be intoxicated in public. Again, this is bad behavior. Fellas, if you want to get a woman mad, all you got to do is just point out what she's doing and tell her it's bad behavior and watch her response. Watch how much pushback you get from that simple phrase. Point out what she's doing, say that's bad behavior, and watch the pushback you get. Watch the pushback. I've yet to meet a woman that accepted that what she was doing was bad behavior. And you can ask her, is it wrong what she's doing? She might say, yeah, I shouldn't be doing it. But when you say it's bad behavior, which means you acknowledge and know that that's bad behavior, she's going to reject it. You know why? Because she knows you're developing a standard. If he's picking out what's bad behavior, that means I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do that. I won't be able to have fun. I won't be able to be me. Now, they're going to tell you they want to follow, they want you to lead, but as soon as you start talking about their bad behavior, and present a standard to them, they are going to reject it because everything around them is telling them that they're right and you're wrong. Bad behavior. Bad behavior.
A pro-life activist, Savannah Craven, was brutally assaulted in the streets of New York by a mass.
Let me try to find my other video. Because I had another version. Maybe this is the one I was.
Very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
I want you to hear what this lady says first. Maybe this guy's will
Backer. If you didn't see this clip, check this out.
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
So Savannah joined us for an interview. If you want to see that full interview, go to my YouTube channel. But here's what she had to say about this.
All I could see was blood dripping on the ground. I couldn't tell where the blood was dripping from. It was horrific. And I have very few times where like I just go into full-blown anxiety attack. And this is one of the times in my life, the few times where I just full out could not think straight.
Is this going to deter you? Are you going to be like, are you going to quit for a little bit and kind of like, you know, gather yourself? Or are you just like, you know what, this makes me even more hungry to stand for life?
Absolutely not. I am not stopping. This has only inspired me more. I have God on my side. I'm really lucky. I have a pink and purple eye for maybe a week or so, but that is a fair trade considering what happens to over 1,000 babies every single day where they get ripped apart in their mother's womb.
I love that she is not backing down, and this is what true courage looks like. And people like Savannah are exactly who we need in the movement. We love you, Savannah. We're proud of you. Keep up the good work.
Okay, let me see if I can find, because I want the contextual version of, I want to give you the version in context. I may have it on.
Have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's wrong with you?
You have a. Oh my God. What the f did you do? She attacked my wife.
Your wife is attacking.
Why you want her?
Why is it following me? Why you following me?
I'm gonna get arrested. Look.
Bad behavior. Bad behavior. It's bad behavior. I want you to hear the initial conversation so that you can see how this thing escalated.
A pro-life activist, Savannah Craven.
Shoot, no, my bad. Give me one, so it might be on this one. All right, let me go to YouTube. Try to go to YouTube and see. So I want you to hear the initial exchange. Savannah. Savannah Craven. Let me see if it pops up. Okay, I found it. I found it.
Magnitude of.
And from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that
You
your
did.
point of view is very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been
That's
abused.
not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
You have a channel?
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today.
I love your skin tone too.
Thank you. Such a
Yes.
good vibe.
Of course.
Well, awesome. So we're asking people's opinion today on Planned Parenthood. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what they provide?
Yes. Abortions.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Safe abortions.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any other services that they provide?
I know, like, to teens, if you're under 18, you could get like birth control, condoms, counseling. They offer a lot of, beneficial things that the youth really should use right now.
Okay. So you have a pretty positive view of Planned Parenthood.
I mean, majority. I don't know. Is this like a yes or no? Am I
It's
wrong?
your opinion.
But yeah, that is definitely my opinion. I feel like, especially as teens, people get caught up in things that they really don't want to commit to for their entire lives. So if you get caught up with the wrong guy, you think you're in love, and then boop, now you stuck. Not stuck, but you're stuck with a baby for the rest of it. This time, literally the rest of their lives and your life.
So, as you can see, Savannah's not being rude, allowing her to talk. So this is what I mean by it doesn't matter how you say it. It doesn't matter. Savannah is, she's talking, they're having a cordial conversation. She's asking her questions, and let's see how this goes.
If you're that kind of mother, because some women just don't have it in them and they abandon them and abuse them and all kind of shit. And it's like, girl, just get rid of it if you know you're going to do that.
Get rid of them. Why not just give them to another family? That's good.
No, but exactly even that. And that's another option that Planned Parenthood offers. So it's like, if you know that you are not the being who can provide for this child, then there are alternative options out there for you. So I definitely understand why people do abort children. Don't have babies that you don't want. Don't have babies that men are telling you in front of your face that they do not want. I wish more would stop doing that. Like it's like a plan to.
Why don't they just stop having sex with people they don't want to have a child with?
That too. To me, it's always pro-choice, your body, your life, because that baby is gonna be a baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah, and you're gonna have that baby
person.
forever. So
yeah. Well, do you know that Planned Parenthood gets nearly $700 million of our taxpayer money every year?
$700 million. I mean, honestly, I can't go against Planned Parenthood. I just can't. $700 million for how many single mothers?
Of our money. But they're not giving it to single mothers, though. Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna just, single out where it is that our tax dollars go, then the police, respectfully.
So it's really interesting because since 2010, prenatal care has been down for 80% since 2010 at Planned Parenthood. Adoption referrals. So this is why this is research straight from their yearly report of 2022 to 2023, I believe it is. And so they're a 501c3. They have to tell us what they do every single year. So this is straight.
Which should be any union corporation. If we are paying tax dollars towards you, I need to know that you are doing the job and doing it correctly.
Right. But let me continue to tell you. So the STI testing and treatment down 15% since 2019. Client numbers down overall 34% since 2006.
Nobody has insurance. I don't have insurance.
Donors down 21%.
Now, as you can see, she's already getting in her pride. Now, Savannah is reading something to her that she doesn't know. Today's title is I Don't Know and It's Okay. This is where offense comes in. You don't know what Savannah's talking about. You don't know. So instead of just listening to her, closing your mouth, you can't because you got too much pride. So now you're about to get offended. You see how this works? You see how your pride makes you offended. Now nobody can tell you anything. No matter what they tell you, you're going to be offended by it because you're already in the spirit of offense because your pride was in the way. So you can see her pride right now getting in the way because she doesn't know what Savannah's even talking about. Let's continue.
Contraceptives down 44%, breast screenings, manual breast exams down over 80%, and you mentioned adoption. They commit 228 abortions for every one adoption referral. So why are they getting so much more money yet all of their services are going down?
The services are going down because people are afraid. Women,
what are they afraid of?
Women don't know. They don't know what they're exposing their bodies to. A lot of people, especially behind abortion, there's a stigma.
But their abortions are going up. So they used to have this slogan where they said safe, legal, and rare. That's what we want. Safe, legal, and rare abortions, until it was exposed that a lot of these facilities were requiring abortion quotas. So the more abortions each facility did, the more like praise that they would get. They would get awards. And so it's really interesting. That doesn't really make it seem like they want safe, legal, and rare abortions.
Mm-hmm. How many people can you think, or are you going to assume, will literally abandon their children with no repercussions from the state?
No, it's called safe haven baby boxes, where at a fire station or hospital, you can leave your baby and the mother doesn't have to do anything with it. But that's better than killing her baby through abortion, right?
No, ma'am.
It's not better to give your baby up to a family who wants them instead of killing them?
No, ma'am. I've seen so many stories and countless, literally, like countless stories.
What happens in an abortion?
They literally suck the life out of you. They're going to take the whole baby out. And as they should, because I shouldn't be a taxpayer paying child support and food stamps and WIC for women.
You should be a taxpayer paying for abortions?
Exactly. But as for a woman who didn't want the baby in the first place, that doesn't make sense to me. Don't ever sit here and lock yourself down with a man who already told you he doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't.
I agree with you.
I'm not disagreeing with you either. I understand.
You don't get to kill the baby just because their dad didn't want them.
Can.
Should we kill the kids in foster care? And
why not? Why not? If that's the case.
Now you see right here, she's offended. Now Savannah hasn't been rude to her. Savannah hasn't talked crazy to her. Savannah has allowed her to speak. She's been respectful, and this woman is getting offended. Satan gives the spirit of offense. It's the devil. So it's not about how Savannah is saying this, because Savannah is talking to her very respectfully. It's what Savannah is saying that has her offended. That's what has her upset. And I told you all before, what allows the offense to come in is pride. We already saw the spirit of pride rise up when Savannah was telling her something that she didn't know. And instead of her just saying, you know what, I didn't know that. Instead of her just saying, wow, you're like, no. She's going to still keep talking to still get her point across, even though she knows what she's talking about. It's the pride. Then once you're prideful, now you will have a spirit of offense. Because when you have a prideful spirit, you look at everything as if you're in the right position. So now we have a dynamics now where Savannah's wrong in her eyes, and Savannah's asking her questions. She says, so should the baby, so we should kill the babies because the fathers don't want them? Yes. So we should kill the babies in foster care? She said, yes. You see what do you see what pride, offense, and what it does? You see what it leads to? She went from a calm conversation to now saying she wants the children in foster care to be murdered. but they're going to tell you that it's how Savannah said it. Can anybody give me anything that Savannah did wrong in this conversation? If we go to the previous video, can anybody tell me what Israel did wrong in the video? Wasn't disrespectful, he wasn't rude, and what she do? She knocked his camera on the ground, not because of how he said it, because of what he said. Because the lies entertain, but the truth convicts. Satan uses the spirit of offense. You're only offended about something because of your pride.
We should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them and molest them, who make them like personal slaves.
We should just kill them.
Statistics before you come to me talking about pro-life.
We should kill the victims of molestation.
I think, what does this have to do with molestation?
You just mentioned people molesting children. We should kill the kids in foster care is what you said.
What I'm saying is in general.
Again, this is the satanic spirit. They come to you and they say, well, you got to give me something. Give me the numbers on children being abused. So in other words, because something isn't perfect, it justifies the murder of the children. So because foster care isn't perfect, abort the children. Because society isn't perfect, abort the children. This is the logic. Because the world isn't perfect, it justifies us doing something evil and wicked. This position comes from a spirit of pride because she wants to be right. She's not even thinking about what she's even saying, but she wants to be right. Because her pride is telling her that she's right. This woman is wrong. You got to tell me why pro-life is viable when children are being molested in foster care. It's no different than somebody in church saying, you got to tell me why I got to do what's right when everybody else in here doing what's wrong. It is the satanic spirit. It is the Tower of Babel, Nimrod, groupthink. Let's all do it. It's the same spirit. They want you to believe that most children in foster care are being done wrong, and it's a lie. It's not true. It's not true. You can look all these stats up. It's not true, but guess what? It doesn't matter if it's true or not. This is about a person's pride and a spirit of offense. And when she realized that she dropped these truth bombs on her, now let's see her reaction. Let's see how she responds.
General, overall, if I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then. Just don't have sex.
That's not even logical.
It is.
Who are you, Nancy?
I sound dumb.
You
sound dumb as.
Okay. It does, because even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice.
So you went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that your point of view is very obstructed. And I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's wrong with you?
You have a. Oh my god!
Dear Savannah, you got to get security because you are interviewing black people. And I'm just going to tell you right now, Savannah, they are unhinged. They don't. You're going to have to get security. Your hair is real. You know, that's one thing gonna set them up. You got real hair. It's curly, it's blonde, you're light skinned, you're in shape. They're gonna hate you. I'm just telling you. So I'm just telling you, you need to get security. You need to get security. This will happen again because you're dealing with a spiritual thing. It's spiritual. And this is what I mean by it's okay not to know. But once you take the position that you know and you don't know, you're going to be offended. And Satan is going to use you. This is why I said the title is I Don't Know and It's Okay. It's okay not to know. It's okay to be in the position of student. Jesus washed his disciples' feet. So who are you and I to take the position of we know? If you have a spirit of pride, you are going to be offended. That is the devil's tool, is the spirit of offense. Savannah, my advice to you is that you get security. You are dealing with black women, black people. They are unhinged. They don't have any emotional control. They're filled with pride. All of the spirits that will cause somebody to attack you, the average black person has it. So if you want to talk to these people, I advise you to have security. I'm just saying. Or be on one of them trucks or something, or a Humvee somewhere talking with a megaphone. I don't know. But you in the trenches. So you're light skinned, you're cute, you got curly hair, blonde, you got them eyes, you're married, you got all the things they hate. So I'm just telling you now, you a target. They want to get you on GP. I'm just telling you. They want to get you on GP. They want to get you on GP. But let's continue.
News, the full affidavit has been released detailing exactly what happened and what was said in this case. Multiple witnesses reported that Austin Metcalf told the suspect Carmelo Anthony that he would need to move out from under his team's tent.
Day of this incident, Austin confronted Carmelo for sitting up under the tent in the wrong area. They got into an argument. Carmelo's backpack was grabbed, and then he was called N-word.
Anthony is a student at Centennial High School, but he was sitting under Memorial High School's tent.
Carmelo had permission from another coach to go over there and sit up under that tent. What said and been spread out far and wide is that they didn't know each other. That's a lie, because they definitely knew each other.
Metcalf reportedly then touched Anthony, and Anthony then said, "Punch me and see what happens." Soon after, Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, at which point Anthony pulled out the weapon and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest.
Austin tried to grab him forcibly. He tried to forcibly move him. And it wasn't Austin by himself. Both of them got up there and attacked Carmelo. Both of them did. And there were a lot of witnesses down there that said that the twins, plural, tried to jump him. But nothing peaceful was about that whole thing.
Breaking news, the full affidavit has been released detailing exactly what happened and what was said in this case. Multiple witnesses reported that Austin Metcalf told the suspect Carmelo Anthony that the
coach to go over there and sit up under that tent.
So now they're blaming the white guy that got killed by the black boy. So now they're saying that the white guy was the aggressor.
I have to tell you.
I'm going to save that one, because I'm going to play that one next. But let me... I don't really know what happened with the incident, but I do know that a young man brought a knife to a sporting event. No matter how we want to slice it up, how we want to dice it, he brought a knife to a sporting event. So we know if he had the knife with him, he planned on using it. We don't know who, but we know he planned on using it. But let me, I'm gonna hold off on Jesse Lee real quick. I'm gonna go right here.
Been in bed with my mom till I was like 13. I was such a mama's boy. Like, anytime her friends would come over and they would be playing spades at the table, like, I would fall asleep on her lap because I like had separation anxiety. Like, I never wanted to be away from my mom. I slept in the bed with my mom till I was like 13. I was such a mama's boy. Like, anytime her friends would come over and they would be playing spades at the table, like, I would fall asleep on her lap because I like had separation anxiety. Like, I never wanted to be away from my mom. I slept in the bed with my mom till I was like 13. I was such a mama's boy. Like, anytime her friends would come over and they would be playing spades at the table, like, I would fall asleep on her lap because I like had separation anxiety. Like, I never wanted to be away from my mom.
Now, Jason Tatum will never be the player that he should. And he just told you why. Jason Tatum's mother handles all of his finances. When Jason Tatum got his ex pregnant, baby mom, years ago, the mother bought the girl a unit in the apartment they were staying in. So the mother bought an apartment. She was in one unit, he was in one unit, and she was in one unit. This is what his mom did when he was 18. When I listened to his father said when he was overseas playing, he brought his family overseas to be with him when he played basketball. That told me a lot. Then I saw an interview with Jason Tatum, and he said he wished that he had a relationship with his father growing up where they could sit there and play catch in the front. It's just like what he was saying sounded stupid and dumb and scripted and very feminine. As you can see right now, he's talking very feminine right now. The problem with Jason Tatum is that he is what these women want men to be. This. When you hear women tell you that let them learn at their own pace, it's how you say it, don't judge. The goal is to get a man to be like this. This is the goal. Jason Tatum is the goal. A man that has no direction, where a woman totally runs his life, his mother. His mother controls all of his finances, and he has a baby mama. So I want to think about this. Now think about his legacy is tied up with a woman that he's not married to, and then his finances are tied up with a woman that's his mother. His whole life is being led by women. This is why down a stretch of a game, Jason Tatum is not clutch. This is why every time at the end of a game, he never goes to a signature move. You know why? He has a woman's spirit. He has his mother's spirit. When he comes down the court, it's a different move every time. He never gets to a spot. But if you ever watch him train, he trains on stuff he shouldn't be training on. He's 6'9", but his trainer is 6'2". I'm correlating his mindset to the sport I'm correlating his mindset to the sport and his mindset when it comes to life. Jason Tatum never plays to his advantage. He can have a guy on him 6'2", guess what he's going to do? Shoot a three. He can have a guy on him 7 foot, guess what he's going to do? Shoot a three. He never wants to play to his advantage. You know why? Because that is a masculine trait. Women want equality. Women want to give people a chance. They don't believe in domination. Well, until it comes to a man, of course. So Jason Tatum doesn't have any dog in him. Yes, he's talented, but he will never be what he should be, ever. He will never reach his fullest potential. And it's because his life is ruled by women. So when you hear women talking to you about it's how you say it, when you hear women talking to you about don't judge, when you hear women saying stuff like, when I find a man, I'm going to change, like all that stuff is to get you to be like this, Jason Tatum. And we all know that a man that's being ruled by a woman is automatically in sin. A man being ruled by a woman is automatically in sin. And the first thing she's going to do is she's going to make you compromise your principles. She's going to come to you and say, babe, do I look fat in this? Something simple. Babe, do I look fat in this? And she's showing you the outfit with her stomach hanging out. Babe, how does it look? If a woman is ruling over you, she's going to have you in sin. Babe, how does this look? How does my body look? How does it look? Now, you can be a man and say, you know what? You need to go to the gym. So all hell can break loose. Better destroy it now. We can build it up now. Or to the other route. Man, you look good. And she knows you're lying. But what she's doing is she's just chipping away at you. That's all. She's chipping away. She knows you're lying to her. Trust me. She is very disgusted with herself when you ain't looking. She's just chipping away at you. Jason Tatum is what they want you to be. Listen to him. Listen.
I slept in the bed with my mom till I was like 13. I was such a mama's boy. Like anytime her friends would come over and they would be playing spades at the table, like I would fall asleep on her lap because I like had separation anxiety. I never wanted to be away from my mom.
And again, he has his mother's spirit. He said, I never wanted to be away from my mother. Then that means he's not a man. He's still a child. Now, instead of him saying, listen, I don't know how to do this. Dad, can you help me? He's not going to do it because of pride. If I tell him right now, listen, man, you're on a path of destruction. Your mother's going to destroy you. He's going to get offended. Not because of how I'm saying it, because of what I'm saying. Whether I say, listen, man, your mother is going to destroy you, or I say, your relationship with your mother is not beneficial. And in the long run, it's going to cost you greatly. It doesn't matter how I say it. He's going to be offended. This is what they want men to be. Passive, weak, meek, subservient to them. Now, his mother wants him to give it all on the court, but then off the court, give it all up to her. And any woman that would want to be over her son's finances is an evil woman. Any woman that would move their son's baby mama in the same apartment complex is an evil woman. His mother is out for revenge against the father. And the father said, I was trying to make my son be a pro. Jason Tatum and his mother condemn his father, but he's in the NBA. Think about that. Think about you being in the NBA, but condemning the person that paved the way for you to be in the NBA. This is what they want men to be. Like this. Just weak, no purpose, no direction, no backbone. Just talk to them nice, but don't tell the truth, because talking nice is not telling the truth. Talking nice is don't hold them accountable. Talking nice is don't set a standard. Talking nice is doing the will of Satan. You mean to tell me over these past 5 years, look how much we've seen happen in the past 5 years. We talking about wars, Peter pandemic, mRNA shots, AI takeovers, conspiracies, plots, all this stuff going on. And y'all are talking about say it to me nice. Think about everything we've experienced over these past 5 years, and people are still saying, I got to hear it nice. Nice like who? Like Klaus Schwab? Nice like Biden? Nice like Bill Gates? Because they all talk nice. Klaus Schwab talks nice. Bill Gates talks nice. All these global leaders talk nice. Benjamin Netanyahu talks nice. They all talk nice. All these people causing all the destruction on the planet, they all talk nice. And they're steady putting poisons in the air, in the food, poisoning your mind with propaganda and programming. They all talking nice. You mean to tell me by 2030, we're going to own nothing and be happy, and you're still worried about being talked nice to? I can't make this up. This is what they want men to be, weak. Jason Tatum will never be who he should be as a player. He will always struggle down the stretch. He will never be clutch, because what it's going to take to him to be who he truly should be is going to require him to disrupt his entire life. What he needs to do is going to have his mother mad at him, and his baby mama's mad at him, and the media mad at him. What he has to do is going to have the world mad at him. What he has to do is submit to Christ. Be a man of God. People saying he's zesty. I honestly don't think Jason Tatum is gay. I don't think he's gay. I think he's just soft. I think he's just soft. He doesn't have any conviction. And a man with no conviction might seem a little bent, might seem a little weak with no conviction.
Favorite parts of Detroit is the Hebrew Israelites that stand on the side of the street and preach with a microphone.
How you doing?
I got a snow bunny.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
I love encountering them. I love inquiring to them because I'm always learning something. Not necessarily a fact. It's not factual always, but it is stuff. And I'm learning stuff. I love learning stuff, whether it's factual or not. For example, last time I encountered them, I was told that white people don't have a pineal gland. Why? Because they don't have melanin. Now, you may be confused how these two correlate. They don't. It's just that melatonin sounds like melanin, and the dude was confused. So there's that one. I also learned that albino does not exist without a black person involved. So how are we explaining albino animals? My favorite, though, and I will never get over this, my favorite is the first white man, Esau, right? Because before Esau, everybody was black. And then Esau came along with the first white man. So if the first white man came from two black people, wouldn't that make the first white man black? Just a thought. I don't get it. Ask a Hebrew Israelite, maybe they could explain. I can't explain that, but I think about it a lot. I love the Hebrew Israelite.
Today's title is I Don't Know and It's Okay. Now, this young lady articulated, she summed up the Hebrew Israelites in a minute and 30 seconds. This young lady summed up the Hebrew Israelites in a minute and 30 seconds. But you know how she was able to do that? Because she didn't get offended. Her issue isn't pride. The reason how she can come to this revelation is because she's not offended. So now when she's hearing this information, she can hear it for what it really is. Now keep in mind the Hebrew Israelites talk crazy. Keep in mind the Hebrew Israelites talk crazy about white people, but she wasn't offended. You know why? Because she doesn't have any pride. So she's able to hear what they're saying and not personalize it. Let's play it again.
One of my favorite parts of Detroit is the Hebrew Israelites that stand on the side of the street and preach with a microphone.
How you doing?
I got a snow bunny.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
I love encountering.
Now the lady comes up and says, is that a snow bunny? In other words, y'all up here preaching this stuff about white people, but you up here standing with a snow bunny. She had to let them know, I see y'all, and then she walked off. And dude's sitting there stuttering, because again, the black man is weak, so he's sitting there stuttering. This is what they want black men to be. But that's all, folks. The man's either going to be wise, he's going to be foolish, he's going to be a man of conviction, or he's not. You are not going to find the in-between guy. The in-between guy is the one that's going to ruin your life. There's no such thing. Either he's going to be hot or cold. Let's continue.
One of my favorite parts of Detroit is the Hebrew Israelites that stand on the side of the street and preach with a microphone.
How you doing?
I got a snow bunny.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
I love encountering them. I love inquiring to them because I'm always learning something. Not necessarily a fact. It's not factual always, but it is stuff. And I'm learning stuff. I love learning stuff, whether it's factual or not. For example, last time I encountered them, I was told that white people don't have a pineal gland. Why? Because they don't have melanin. Now, you may be confused how these two correlate. They don't. It's just that melatonin sounds like melanin, and the dude was confused. So
imagine these Hebrew Israelites running around here, and we all know they're confused, but it's just funny how she's just like not offended by what there's. This is the power in not being offended. This is the power in pride. Look what she was able to do. There's an entire Hebrew Israelite movement, and she was able to debunk it all because she wasn't filled with pride, all because she wasn't offended. And guess what she said? I'm going to take the position of not knowing I'm going to humble myself and listen to them. Then I'm going to do my own research to see what they're saying is true. She checked off all the boxes. I guarantee she has a boyfriend or a husband. I guarantee it. I guarantee she has a husband or a boyfriend. She doesn't have any pride. She's not easily offended, and she's willing to listen. She has a boyfriend or a husband. I guarantee it.
So there's that one. I also learned that albino does not exist without a black person involved. So how are we explaining albino animals? My favorite though, and I will never get over this, my favorite is the first white man, Esau, right? Because before Esau, everybody was black. And then Esau came along with the first white man. So if the first white man came from two black people, wouldn't that make the first white man black? Just a thought. I don't get it.
Dear Hebrew Israelites, she asked you a very good question. If the first white man came from two black people, then wouldn't that white man be black? If two black people today produced a white child, you all would be bragging about it. Look what we could do. Nobody else could do that. We produced a white child. Look what we told y'all. So my question is, if you would praise it today, how is it bad back then? If the first white man came from two black people, then how was he white? And if two black people today produced a white child, would the child be white? Now, LeChat in here, what's her, okay, LeChat said she's not offended because she ridiculed them because they ignorant. What I'm telling you is, to get to this point of this video, she had to first sit there and listen to them. She had to humble herself. I'm going to say this again in the chat. She had the three components that will guarantee her being a wife. No pride, which means she's not easily offended, and she's humble. Those three things in a woman are guaranteed success. Guaranteed success. Most women display the opposite of those. Most women have pride, most women are easily offended, and most of them can't humble themselves. It is what it is. So I'm telling you, to get to this video, she had to humble herself. I got to sit here and listen to these ignorant Hebrew Israelites and see if what they're saying is the truth, because I want to learn. Again, wanting to learn is a spirit of humility. I don't know her name, but I'm going to try to get it for you all. But yeah, this video was good. This video was real good. Thank you for the compliment, Angel Wings. My skin is glowing. Thank you so much. And guess what, y'all? They say I want to be white, but I ain't bleached my skin. They say I want to be white, but I don't put makeup on my skin. Think about them saying, the same people saying that I want to be white are the same people altering themselves in everything. They filters on their pictures, makeup, bleach, they're doing everything. Top Herc said, brothers only go Hebrew because they can have multiple wives and cuss. They already have multiple baby mamas, so it's a win-win. Right. Right. I know, listen, I checked the score. I knew Duke was going to beat. Duke is beating Houston. Who Duke was going to beat Houston, man? Ain't nobody beating Duke this year, man. It's too much. They got too much. They have too much. Nobody is beating Duke this year. They got too much. They have too much.
Very easy to be prey in this world as a tiny little girl. And my parents taught me that from a very young age. They were like, look, any guy that's interested in you, any person that's interested in you, you have to read into them because there's a chance that it's about your size. I grew up knowing that, and that was scary. I was scared to date. I was scared to like flirt with anyone. I was scared to even be asked out. Like when I was asked out on the cafeteria the first day, I was like, "Are you a predator?" I was like, I can't say yes. I can't say yes. I was like,
what was the conversation like with your mom and your stepdad about dating?
when it finally came to having the conversation, they were like, "Look, people, when it comes to romantic things, are going to potentially view you differently. But what you want to look for is building a friendship, building a base. Because at the end of the day, it's not about looks.
Yeah.
You're going to get old.
Yeah.
You're going to get ugly. You're going to get grouchy. You're going to get crotchety." And they were like, you want to find someone who you can build a base bond with. And you're probably going to end up with someone who was your friend for a really, really long time. And then they finally decided that they like you. And that's going to be your situation.
So
It's very easy.
I'm conflicted about this advice that her parents gave her. First, let me say this. She looks like first of all, she has the body and the voice of a munchkin, but her face, it don't look young. So I don't want to be rude, but her face doesn't look young. So somebody said here she's like a hobbit. She does. She got them big hobbit feet. She's short like Bilbo Baggins in them. Like she got the big hobbit feet, and she built like a little hobbit. So, but her face doesn't look young. So they can look at your face and see a woman. You mature in the face, and your body might be pubescent or adolescent, but your face is mature. But I look at this two ways. Well, the first thing is, if you're worried about you being a fetish for a guy, then that can be with any type of woman. Like men fetishize, black men fetishize larger black women, or they fetishize skinny black women, or they fetishize thick black. You know what I'm saying? Like you being a fetish is par for the course. You know what I mean? Now, them being a potential, predator, again, your face looks mature. Like you're in college and I know it sounds bad, but you don't look young. That's all I'm saying. You don't look young. You sound young. Your body looks young, but your face don't look young. I'm sorry.
Be prey in this world as a tiny little girl. And my parents taught me that from a very young age. They were like, look, any guy that's interested in you, any person that's interested in you, you have to read into them because there's a chance that it's about your size. I grew up knowing that, and that was scary. I was scared to date. I was scared to like flirt with anyone. I was scared to even be asked out. Like when I was asked out on the cafeteria the first day, I was like, "Are you a predator?" I was like, I can't say yes. I can't say yes. I was like,
What was the conversation like with your mom?
Yeah. So again, I feel like she has a good personality. I feel like she would do well in the Shire. That's where the hobbits live. She would do well in the Shire. But her parents should have contextualized and measured a little bit more. Yes, there are men that will potentially probably want to use you as a fetish. And more than likely, you probably will end up with a guy that's small like you, but I know she doesn't want small children. I know she wants normal-sized children. She probably wants a normal-sized guy, but it's just she has all these hang-ups. And I get it. Because when you are this small, you do have to question, well, why would somebody be attracted to me? I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting video. I'm gonna play it again. Let me play it.
So I was like,
What was the conversation like with your mom and your stepdad about dating?
when it finally came to having the conversation, they were like, look, people, when it comes to romantic things, are going to potentially view you differently. But what you want to look for is building a friendship, building a base. Because at the end of the day, it's not about looks.
Yeah.
You're going to get old.
Yeah.
You're going to get ugly. You're going to get grouchy. You're going to get crotchety. And they were like, you want to find someone who you can build a base bond with. And you're
Yeah, so again, we done see the Wizard of Oz, Lollipop Gill, you know, in Munchkin Land. Listen, all I'm saying is this. I believe that she can win, maybe not with a normal sized guy, but she can win with definitely with a smaller guy. But I don't know if she's going to want a smaller guy, though.
probably going to end up with someone who was your friend for a really, really long time, and then they finally decided that they like you. And that's going to be your situation.
You know, and again, it might be. But what she just said in the end is what I lean towards with anybody, though. You should be friends with that person, then y'all start dating. Then you decide. You should be friends first. Friends needs to be the baseline. It needs to be friendship. To me, that's the purest foundation of a relationship is friendship. So when her parents said that, I agree with that. But yeah, I wish the young lady all the best, though. I think she can win. No, I mean her advice isn't deep. It's not deep. It's just she's giving dating, but she's getting it from a position of something that's negative versus, you know, you hoping for, like, I don't know. I think that optimism is good. You know, I think that hope is good. I think that these things are good because we have a pessimistic mindset. It's never good. You don't allow anything to come in that's positive. How can you receive God's blessing if you're always pessimistic? You won't believe it. I don't know. Taking meds stunted her growth. Well, I think she might just be a dwarf, I think she might be a dwarf. I don't know if it was meds. I think she's just a dwarf. Listen, I think she can win because she got personality. I think she can win. I just don't want her thinking that because a guy likes her, it automatically makes him a predator. That's what I'm saying. That shouldn't be your first initial thought. You should be able to talk to the guy, y'all converse, but just to say, oh, why you want to talk to me? Are you a predator? Like, it's a little too much. She is adorable. She just doesn't look like a little kid, though.
Red pill. They can push fear-based narratives like marriage is a trap. Women don't actually love you. If you get married, you're going to lose everything. And then it's backed up, right, by video. And
Top Perk asked me, would I pick a rat over listen, I don't want a dwarf. So I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not attracted to dwarfs or midgets. I'm not. No, I'm not going. I'll just take neither. I don't want the hood rat or the dwarf. Give me some more options. Yeah, I'm about to talk about it right now.
Radical red pill. They can push fear-based narratives like marriage is a trap. Women don't actually love you. If you get married, you're going to lose everything. And then it's backed up, right, by video and anecdotal evidence and real things that are happening in the court system. It can isolate men from relationships and make them more dependent on the group. I'm not saying that this wild stuff is never happening. The stuff that men are afraid of is happening. I am also saying that only being in that reinforcement loop of this is what always happens, this is what you can absolutely expect to happen, when it gets extreme and it gets very narrow-minded and when it creates an us versus them mentality, you're now in an unhealthy space. It's one thing to guard your heart. It's one thing to have discernment. It's one thing to have boundaries. It's one thing to be aware. I think that's really important. If I have a son, I want him to be very aware of what's going on. I don't want him to be afraid. Fine lines between these two things. We definitely don't want to deny that there really are court systems across the country that favor wives. That's a reality. That's true. That's a fact. That's not perception. We're not going to ignore that or deny that. What we are going to do is do what we can control in mitigating the risk by things like, well, do you know how to vet a woman? Do we know how to develop yourself and do an individual where your self-esteem wouldn't even allow you to be in a situation like that? Things like that. We don't need to deny reality. We need to work with it and then do what we can to change our realities, like in our own world.
How many of you all think, who thinks that she's single or she's with somebody? Based on what you heard her say, you think she's with somebody or she's single? I'm curious. Rashawn said married. Tierra Barnes says single. Top Herc says single. Single. Pamela said married. Patrice said she got a man. Simulated Student says she's married for sure. I see you all kind of split. Tierra Barnes says single. She said I got a man. So I think she's married or she's engaged or about to be married. But yeah. And the reason why you can tell is because how she's talking. Because she's able to have a balanced, I can tell her life is balanced. There's balance in her life just by the way she's speaking. You don't see too much, you don't see the pride. You don't see a position of I know everything. You don't, it's certain cues she's giving you to let you know that I have balance in my life. I am with the man. So she's either married or she's engaged. But my point is that you can tell by her topics, because her topics are things that most Black women are offended by. Most Black women are offended by what the stuff she talks about, which should let you know that something has got offense away from her. It's a man. Diamone says she's strong in her stance. He better come packing. Diamone said married, but he might be a little weak. Now listen, that's possible. It's possible. It is possible. It's possible. He might be a little weak. It's possible. And you're basing it on how strong her stance is. I get it. And it might be possible. Tierra Barnes says she don't have Jesus. It's funny you say that, Tierra, because I saw a video when I saw one of her videos and I went to her YouTube page, and the first video I clicked on, the first thing she said was, I used to believe that Jesus was the only way. But now I don't believe that. Now you can get through God through many ways. I said that was the first video I clicked on her page from YouTube. And I was like, oh. Right when I got my hopes up to say, I got one for you. I said, oh. So, yeah. Simulated Student said, her spirit is very attractive. She's pretty, but her disposition has her beauty tenfold. Exactly. It's her disposition. It's her disposition. But when I heard her say that Christ thing, I was like, oh. But this is what happens, though. This is what happens when you go too far into the, you got to have some balance. Right, catch 22. Diamone said, no conviction. She talking out of ego and that Satan whispering sweet nothing. Diamone said no. Diamone said no. Diamone said no conviction. She talking out of ego and that Satan whispering sweet nothings. Without Christ, I can't argue. Can't argue. Without Christ, I can't argue. I can't argue. What is this? What is this?
I'm about to show you.
Let me just add this one.
I want you to see the picture. That's the boy right there. That's the
Correct.
boy. That's the boy that was, according to the report, this black guy stabbed and killed and that's the black boy that was accused of killing, carried a knife to a trap meet. A black guy. And accused of killing this boy. They told him to get up and move, and he got ticked, according to the report. I personally don't believe, really, that white people and black people should mingle together. Really. They should not live together in the same communities. They should not go to the same schools. They should not go to the same churches. They should not go to the same cafes, track meets. They should not be in the same government because black people are too angry. They're angry at the mothers and fathers. That's what they're really angry at. But they've been told it's the white man. And every little incident is going to always turn out wrong. We need to go back to segregation. And then let people come together because they want to come together, not because some stupid law says that you have to do it. If not, you're racist or whatever.
I agree with Jesse Lee Peterson. I agree. I agree that we should bring back segregation and allow people to come together on their own terms. I'm gonna just be honest. Integration has negatively affected America more than black people. Integration literally spelled the demise of America because you forced cultures to clash. And then you took the position that the adverse culture was the one that should be catered to and pampered and elevated. You didn't take a stance of all cultures are equal. You took the stance of black culture takes precedence over Western culture. I think we should bring back segregation. I do. Because it's not fair for millions of people to have to be around millions of people who don't want to be around them and don't like them. Black people are saying they want their own spaces. Black people are saying that integration is the worst thing that happened to them. Black people are saying all white people are racist. Like, black people are saying all of the rhetoric that promotes segregation. But when you bring up segregation, black folks get mad. So really what black folks are saying is they want to have access to white people to torture them. If you tell me that integration is the worst thing ever, if you tell me that all white people are racist, if you tell me that you want your own spaces, if you tell me that you want your own government, if you tell me you want to be liberated, if you tell me all these things, then how could you all be upset at segregation? If left up to black people, they would never segregate from white people. They would never do it. Black people would never segregate from white people. They wouldn't do it. They would not do it. They would not do it. Black people want to be around white people because they know if white people are around, the world hasn't completely fallen.
Because this is not going to end anytime soon. This man lost his son, his twin son, that he raised to look like to a teenager. And some angry black person been accused of killing him. I don't see any time in the near future where blacks and whites will ever get along. Because white people are just being white people, right? And they, I guarantee you, they didn't think anything about asking that boy to move. They never expected. Now they would ask another white person to move. It would, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was in the wrong seat.
You see, the problem is that black people have more of a problem with white people than white people have a problem with black people. And that is a statistical fact. When white people have removed themselves from the presence of black people, the condition of living for black people goes down. My point. Which means when white people see behavior that is unbecoming from a group of people, they don't attack them. They just leave. They don't bother them, they just leave. The fact that we have a such thing as white flight, where white people leave from around black people and the community goes into ruin, and then black folks turn around and say that the white folks were racist for leaving. Think about that. Think about black people calling white folks racist, living with them, and then when they leave, you say they're still racist. You get mad because they left. White people have less of a problem with black people than black people do with white people. The only difference is white people have a reason to have a problem with black people. Black folks don't have a reason to have a problem with white people. The only white people that choose to be around black people, live around them, are white drug addicts, white homeless, and white liberals. So the only white people that choose to be around black people are the white people that aren't threatening to black people. White conservatives don't choose to be around black people. They're not against black people. They don't choose to move into black neighborhoods like the white liberals do, and the white homeless and the white drug addicts and the white prostitutes. These are who is among black people that are white. If you're not from that culture of white, liberal, drug addict, homeless, and that kind of stuff, white people are not bothering black people at all. So, in my opinion, I agree with Jesse Lee Peterson. Because integration needs to be voluntary. It needs to be voluntary. And then you'll be able to see who's who. Paul said, Blanche, I don't choose to be around bliggities either. Listen, Paul, listen. Anybody with some sense is not going to want to be around a whole bunch of black folks. Anybody with some sense is not going to want to be around a whole bunch of black people. They're not going to do it. There's a certain type of spirit that you feel when you're around a whole bunch of black folks. It's a certain spirit. It ain't good. Let's continue.
But as a black person, you got to fight on your. Look at a fight on your hand. Look at our government today. Black women are running the Democratic Party, and it's a mess because of the anger. Anger is evil. Anger is evil. There is no love in anger, and anger is not necessary. It is abnormal as a human being to have anger. Colossians 3:13. Bear with one another. Forgive each other. If one of you has a complaint against another, the Lord has forgiven you. Now you must do the same. That works, folks. 888-7753-773. I'll take your calls.
So let's see what the Bible says about anger. Let me see what the Bible says about anger. The Bible says, James 1:19, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of a man worketh not the righteousness of God. I think it's a scripture about being angry but not sinning. Okay, that's Ephesians. Ephesians 4:26 says, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So in other words, I think what Jesse Lee Peterson is saying is you being in a constant state of anger versus you getting angry for a moment. So you being angry is different from you being always upset. Black people are in a constant state of anger. I think he's talking about that. Not just getting angry, period. I think it's the constant state of anger. He said that is abnormal. And it is, because spiritually, how could you walk around angry all day? I'm just saying. Cruise missile, Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Always supporting Kofi 19. Blanche on here looking like I'm not black. I'm Kablasian. I am. You know I'm not black. Thank you, Kofi 19. Tiger Hood. I'm Tiger Hood. But anyway, listen, y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all on what is this? I feel like I might have been annoying him. I don't know if you're talking about me. Blanche Woods. Nah, y'all don't listen. I don't get upset. I don't get annoyed. I don't get angry. I just, it is what it is at this point. Listen, I love y'all. I believe y'all are all doing things with the right intentions. I may not agree with it. I may not listen to it. I may throw it in the trash, but I don't get offended. I don't get annoyed. I don't assume that y'all doing this stuff to be mean or to be evil or wicked. I don't make that assumption. So I don't get annoyed or offended. But anyway, it's okay not to know. It's okay to not know. It's okay. It's okay to be in a position where you have to learn from somebody. We should always be teachable. It's okay. Don't let pride get in the way, because pride is going to lead to you being offended. And I guarantee you, if you're offended, you're one step from sinning. So let the pride go so you're not offended, so that you can actually hear the truth. Well, listen, y'all, I love y'all. Thank you, Angel Wing, so much for moderating. Thank you, Agadas Navi, so much for not moderating. Thank y'all keeping the chat lit. And again, pride. Pride is going to lead to offense. And if somebody has to change the way they tell you something, then that's a problem. It's a problem. Because I guarantee if any of those prophets were alive today, they'd be talking to y'all crazy. Do you think Moses would be talking to y'all nice? Do you think Elijah would be talking to you all nice? You think Enoch will be talking to you all nice? You think Christ? You think Paul? You think Joseph? You think these folks in the Bible will be talking to you all nice? Peter? Think about what's at stake here, people. It's your soul. It's life and death. Listen, I love y'all, and I will see you all on Tuesday. I'm watching the Final Four. The championship on Monday. So I'm going to see you all on Tuesday. Listen, I love y'all. Thank you, Iglesia de Yeshua el Cristo. I've been writing the scriptures down. I'm going to read them. But thank you so much for the scriptures. Listen, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Thank you.